types of mediation, also known as restrictive and active. So let's look at restrictive first. Restrictive mediation is when parents set rules regarding the content allowed or time spent. So in order to be able to convey this message a little bit more clearly, who remembers getting their first cell phone? And who remembers their parents trying to limit or mediate the use that they spend on that cell phone? Yeah, I definitely remember getting my first cell phone. I was 12 years old in middle school. I got one of those little slide-up phones. It was red and it was awesome. And I remember that I was trying to fit in, and the cool thing to do was to stay up all night and text your friends or text your crush and play 20 questions with them. But that fantasy always came crashing down 10 minutes into our conversations as soon as my parents would storm into the room, telling me that I was 10 minutes late to turn in my phone to their room. That situation was always the worst, but it is a great example of restrictive mediation. The second type of mediation is known as active mediation. Active mediation refers to parent-child conversations about media, which can also include discussion about critical viewing skills. So, in order for parents to be able to talk with their children, active mediation is a great way for adolescents all over to understand all the different types of consequences from the content that they view. It's important that these parents have conversations with their children because it will help them become more media literate. Media literacy will not only allow children to be able to understand all the types of effects, but will allow them to recognize that a lot of things portrayed in media are often fake, constructed, and unrealistic. Just as these conversations and mediation techniques are very important, it is important to remember that oftentimes kids don't want to listen to their parents. They don't think they're smart enough. I'm sure we've all been there. So it's important as future parents that we remember to have patience in all these types of situations. I'm sure we can all remember taking our very first college exam. Coming out of high school, we all thought that even if we didn't prepare for the test, we'd be able to ace it no matter what. Our parents and our teachers and people that had previously experienced college all tried to prepare us and remind us that you do need to study for college exams. But obviously we didn't listen, and we all went through that experience of failing our first college exam. And it wasn't very fun. Just as this example, it's important that we remember that adolescents, them too, have to realize and understand the harm that comes from too much social media consumption on their own. And we as future parents need to have the patience and persistence in allowing them to figure it out for themselves and then mediate after.